Hey there, folks. My name's Stephen Wolf. Um, I I have a weird time describing today's video. I know if you've read the description and if you've read the description, you read the title, you know what we're going to be up to. We're building the master grade RX-78-2, version 1.5. Got to specify which version because it actually matters and stuff like this. But I'm kind of at a loss. I have a good collection of Gundams. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm at about 17-ish Gundams, and I feel great about that. Sorry, 17, 18, 19. Technically 19. I'm going to go with 19 because I just looked over to my TV and I forgot I have the two armor frame guys. But I'm sitting on a lot of really cool figures, and I felt it would be a good idea to get a lot of experience under my belt, to put a lot of effort into building these figures and learning and creating before jumping into what I felt was a pretty healthy sized project. And then, of course, my dad says, "Hey, Steve-O, check it out. Happy birthday." Now, while this kit was a birthday gift, and I am building it relatively close to my birthday, I'm not going to be uploading the video anywhere near my birthday. To give you an idea of the time frame, about 2 or 3 weeks ago from when I'm recording this video was when I recorded the video for the Leo suits, which probably came out about 2 or 3 months before this video. I've got a lot on my plate. I'm dealing with a lot in my life. So this sort of stuff, it's fun. It's really, really fun. It brings me peace. It really does. The combination of complexity and mechanical genius in these kits is just, there's nothing else like it. I love it. Now, before we get started, obviously we have absolutely gorgeous instructions. Fully Japanese. None of this is translated other than website links. There's huge amounts of detail. We're dealing with a lot, but this is what got me. This is what really sold me on it. You're not just getting the Gundam. Look at this artwork. I love stuff like this. I love little details like this. The complexity. The way the the way the core fighter functionally fits into the body. The arm mechanism. That's all such amazing detail. And all of these great little details, absolutely gorgeous, just frustratingly beautiful. And I gotta build that. I am intimidated. I am intimidated. And for some reason we have a Gundam hammer and a beam javelin. Like, what? And then after you get it all situated and get all the different... It's like a normal high-grade Gundam build. After you build all the limbs, you slap it all together. And that's fantastic. And it all just fits together. Like, that's so wild. Now, I did notice in the instructions, the core fighter is a separate piece than the torso. As we're building it, we're going to find out whether or not the core fighter that comes with this kit can actually fold up and fit in the torso. I have no idea. But one last thing before I get started, and it's a little touch. It's a little touch, but in the box, in the mail... So full disclosure, I purchased this kit from USA Gundam Store. And I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have any sort of financial gain from mentioning this. But I did want to say Sean from USAGS, thank you. I appreciate that. I have no idea if you're ever going to see this video or if you even... I don't know what the context will end up being if you ever see this or if anyone ever sees this. But thank you. I appreciate it. With that shout out to USAGS and their associate Sean, we can begin. From the starting gun, we assemble the arms. While notably larger than its high-grade siblings, the master-grade RX-78 doesn't have double joints at the elbows, instead opting for a more realistic 90-degree bend. In addition, mobility verniers are hidden in the forearms, to aid in zero-G maneuvers. It's a believable detail. I really like it. It should be noted that there's a slight left-to-right flex in the elbows. Effort should be taken to avoid bending the arms in this manner, as it could rapidly warp or break the connectors. To save time in the future, I fully assembled the hand options. I love the selection of hands that came with this kit. You really get a sense of the care and attention to detail the engineers put into the design and implementation of each sculpt. With the arms and hands assembled and detailed, the instructions had me move on to the legs. I can't lie, this section scared the heck out of me. The articulation of the legs is a creative molding technique that allows all of the tiny, movable parts visible under the armor to be attached without the risk of warping or damaging where they connect. In theory, this is both a time-saving measure and an ease-of-access decision. You cannot guarantee the skill level of the individual building the kit, so why not remove the complexity by having the parts already attached? It works in theory. In practice, it proved to be the most stressful part of the build. As I cut the first leg away from the runner, it became clear that the runners themselves weren't fully connected, as they began to shift and twist the parts that were connected. This would twist and pull the articulated sections of the leg, forcing me to prioritize those connections first to prevent accidental damage. After about 15 minutes of what felt like defusing a bomb, the leg was free, and I could dutifully follow the next step of instructions. The internal plating increased the mass of the leg significantly, while also providing key connectors for the outer armor that will be attached later on. And, for the first time on the channel, we get to use a screwdriver on a gunpla. I had heard that older master-grade kits often had nut and bolt assemblies in the knees to prevent the model from sagging or falling under the increased weight, so it's pretty cool to see that that's true. The last few steps for the leg is assembling the foot and attaching the armor. The foot was surprisingly simple, with a handful of press-fit parts connecting to an ankle peg. However, the majority of the articulation was in the pistons just above the ankle connection, lending it a nice, realistic feel. Attaching the leg armor went simply enough, until it came time to attach the back of the thigh and calf plates. Both plates had dedicated articulation, allowing them to open and reveal mobility verniers. On its own, this wouldn't have been a big deal. However, the plates deeply disliked being moved around until the joint had loosened considerably. The next session, I'd picked up where we left off, diving straight into assembling the waist. It came together easily enough, but it included an unexpected accuracy to the lore. In the Gundam show and the compilation movies, the EFF mobile suit prototypes, the RX-78-1, 2, and 3, the gun cannon, and the gun tank, utilize core fighters, a collapsible fighter jet that locks into the torso. On basically every entry-grade, high-grade, and I'm assuming the real-grade versions of these kits, the mobile suits have some form of torso articulation. However, the 1.5 RX-78-2 doesn't, due to the realistic restriction of having either an actual core fighter folded up inside it or the cockpit unit. It's a nice touch. With the major components assembled, we press forwards to final assembly. I spent the better part of an hour just test fitting and panel lining before I truly felt I'd completed this stage of the kit. In my opinion, master grade kits are supposed to be a showcase, not just of your collection, but of your skills as a builder. If you've put in the effort, this type of Gunpla is your chance to show off everything you've learned. Last but not least in this build are the weapons, and oh boy, this kit had several. Everyone remembers the beam sabers on the backpack, the beam rifle, the hyper bazooka, and the shield, but fans of the show will be ecstatic to see the return of the mace and the beam javelin. Future mobile suits would lean towards more relatively realistic grounded weaponry, so seeing a literal mace just feels great, like the EFF R&D guys were willing to try anything to surpass Xeon.